It's one of the most magnificent cities of the ancient world, Petra. Its monumental temple-like tombs soar over 100 feet tall. And these wonders of engineering are not constructed. They're carved out of sandstone cliffs. At its height, Petra was the center of a vast trading network in frankincense and myrrh, and home to over 30,000 people in one of the most bone-dry deserts on Earth. It's not an appropriate location for a city. There is not even drinking water down there. How did an ancient people supply enough water for this vast city? And how did they carve these magnificent structures so high up in these cliffs? To find out, a geoscientist teams up with stonemasons to carve a Petra-style tomb. Finally, after 2,000 years, the secrets of Petra are about to be revealed. Up now on Petra, lost city of stone. It's one of the driest places is Provident Earth. Yet concealed among the canyons of this harsh desert in the Kingdom of Jordan is a magnificent ancient city, Petra. For over 1,000 years, its location remained hidden, protected by fortress-like cliffs and Bedouin tribes, who fiercely guarded its secret. Then, in 1812, a Swiss adventurer disguised as an Arab pilgrim risks his life to search for the legendary city. Johann Ludwig Burckhardt makes his way through the Sick, a dramatic canyon rising almost 600 feet that twists and turns for nearly a mile. Near its end, the canyon widens to reveal a towering temple-like facade. It is called the Treasury, or Al-Khazneh in Arabic. Built 2,000 years ago, it is a masterpiece of design and engineering. Majestic columns rise from the canyon floor, topped by ornately carved capitals. Statues of mythological figures adorn its facade. A fanciful urn graces its roof, and a towering doorway leads inside to a room with 3 chambers. Here, there is no elaborate carving, just the simple, natural beauty of the stone. And then we back away, and we realize not only is this building unique and fantastic, but it has been carved into the sheer face of living rock. A 6,000-seat theater carved right out of the sandstone. A main street lined with huge temple-like structures, and even more spectacular monuments carved higher in the mountains. But Burckhardt's rediscovery of the legendary city sparks more questions than answers. Who built Petra, and why? Burckhardt was inspired by stories of a mysterious desert tribe who gained their wealth trading spices and silks among China, India, Egypt, and Rome, and then hid their treasures of gold in the cliffs. Greek and Roman sources provide a name for these people, the Nabataeans. An account from the 4th century BCE describes the Nabataeans as nomadic tent dwellers. But 3 centuries later, another source describes them as a sophisticated people inhabiting a prosperous city. Around the time of Jesus, Nabataea is a thriving kingdom surrounded by Egypt, Judea, and the vast North Arabian desert. How, in just a few centuries, did a village of tents become a wealthy kingdom? And how, in the middle of a desert, did they build Petra? Tom Paradise has spent over 3 decades trying to find out. He is a geoscientist who specializes in preserving ancient structures. Most people will recognize the Treasury, a secret temple to discover the Holy Grail. But despite the great Hollywood story, the Treasury and most of Petra's iconic buildings are not temples, they're tombs. The Nabataeans left very little writing, but on some of their facades are inscriptions in an Aramaic script, the common language of the Middle East in the time of Jesus. This one, on a facade called Turkmenia, reads in part, "This tomb is sacred. Nothing of all that is inside shall be changed or removed forever." Tomb raiders disregarded notices like this, so human remains and grave goods rarely survive. The carvers have found the right rock and the right tools for the job. As Hunt and Rankin prepare the cliff face, Paradise must decide what exactly to carve. What makes a Nabataean tomb Nabataean? Many of the facades in Petra actually look like they belong somewhere else. At the Treasury, Paradise finds statues, columns, and capitals reminiscent of ancient Greece and Rome. Stone is at the core of Nabataean lives, the very name for their city Petra. comes from the Greek word for rock. The Nabataean relationship with their sandstone was fundamental to who they were. They're born in this valley of rock. They live in this valley of rock. And then when they die, they are buried in the rock itself. These hewn tomb facades become their final resting place. Each year, over 500,000 tourists retrace the steps of the explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt and gaze up in awe at the Treasury. But in the 2 centuries since Petra was reopened to the Western world, its distinctive engineering and culture is proving equal to that of any ancient civilization. Petra is more than a city. It was the seat of a kingdom whose peace and prosperity was the envy of the ancient world. Cisterns, channels, dams, even fountains and pools. The Nabataean mastery of water fueled their astonishing city of stone. The water features are underpinning everything. If the Nabataeans couldn't control the water, you wouldn't have a city here. Over 2,000 years ago, a desert tribe settled among these forbidding cliffs and transformed this hostile landscape into an oasis. The Nabataeans learned how to maximize these limited resources to produce a society and a culture that thrived and prospered for hundreds and hundreds of years. Burckhardt came here, chasing legends of a city lost in the sands of the desert, a city with riches from all over the known world, buildings that rivaled Egypt and Rome, and fountains and pools overflowing with water. Today, it's clear many of the legendary splendors of the lost city of Petra are true. And yet, Petra still guards mysteries buried deep within its rose-red walls. Beneath the desert winds and centuries of silence, archaeologists continue to unearth clues that challenge what we know about this civilization's genius. Recent excavations reveal underground chambers, complex water tunnels, and entire neighborhoods still hidden beneath layers of sand. Some of these discoveries hint that Petra was not only a trading hub, but also a spiritual and cultural center connecting empires from Rome to Arabia. The precision of its architecture suggests advanced mathematical knowledge, while the artistry in its carvings reflects a civilization that valued both science and beauty. Each new find brings us closer to understanding how the Nabataeans, a once nomadic people, mastered one of the harshest environments on Earth to create a city that still breathes with wonder. Petra, carved in stone and bathed in desert light, stands as a timeless reminder that even in the driest deserts, human brilliance can bloom eternal. But Petra's story is far from over. Every year, shifting sands and flash floods reveal new secrets once thought lost to time. Scientists now use satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar to map hidden chambers and ancient water systems buried beneath the city. What their findings suggests Petra was far larger and more advanced than historians ever imagined. It wasn't just a city of the dead. It was a thriving metropolis powered by innovation, trade, and faith. The Nabataeans engineered an oasis of life where none should exist, mastering the delicate balance between nature and survival. Even today, their ingenuity continues to inspire architects, engineers, and dreamers across the world. Petra is not just a monument of stone. It's a living testament to human determination, creativity, and the enduring spirit of civilization itself. Petra remains a breathtaking mystery, whispering stories of brilliance carved in stone. Even after 2,000 years, its legacy still lives, eternal, unbroken, and unforgettable.